Alright, it's time to go ahead and put this splash well in. The interior part of the splash well is done. You can see I've got the 1/4" aluminum facing this side of it. But if you notice that black mark across there, right across where the bolt mounting holes are, that's where the top of my splash well is going to be. Instead of having it below the rail like it was before, I'm going to raise it up and mount it on top. And the reason why I'm doing that is for two reasons. It actually just raises it up and gives it a cleaner look. That way everything's even going across the top of it. And the second thing is, if you raise it up, that's 4.5 inches higher the wave has to get if you take a wave over the back, then it has to actually fill the back of the boat up. So I like having that extra height, plus it makes it easier when you're fishing. I like trolling, so I'll have rod holders mounted across it. But to keep from having to completely rebuild the transom or rebuild the splash well, I'm just going to show you a way that you can stretch that transom without having to do a whole lot of extra work. Let me show you how I'm going to do it. Alright, so like I was saying, by raising this transom up and setting it on top of the thing, it raises the bottom of it up to where it's actually interfering with the bolts to mount the motor. Well, I've got those holes drilled as high as I can drill them. Right now they're right where they're supposed to be. So I don't want to raise them up any higher and get close to the top of that lip. I'd rather keep them right where they are from the factory. So the only other alternative is either take this apart and try to redo everything. But first I'm going to just try to stretch the metal. And like I say, if you raise your transom, surely there ain't a whole lot of times you'll do this, but this is just a quick FYI thing that you can do. This aluminum, it's a full 1/8 inch thick, so it can take a little bit of thinning without it, messing it up structurally too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to see if I can't shrink this down a little bit and get a little bit of a bow in the bottom of it. If I can get a bow in the bottom of it, then it'll probably go below them bolts and it'll funnel the water right to the middle. All right, let me show you how we do this right here. I got a steel table, that helps, but I also got this flat steel bar that I'm going to set on top of it. What I'll do is I'll start right in the middle of it. Right now it's perfectly straight, so I'll start right in the center. And all you got to do is just hammer it on the outer edge of this right here. And what it'll do is it'll cause it to get thinner and longer. If it gets longer here, the only place it can go is to bow down. So let's see if we can get to move a little bit. It don't take a whole lot, usually. I can see already, just from that little bit I've already hammered it, I've already put, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch of bow. So it ain't gonna take a whole lot more. I'll go one more pass, that ought to drop it a full inch. And if it gets down an inch, it'll clear them bolts and I can just bolt it right back in. Won't have to change anything else. All right, let's get some hammering on it. Alright, I think that'll do it. Got a big crown in her now. And it looks nice and consistent. It ain't warped to one side or the other. Alright, let's see how it fits in the boat. Alright, you see where the old line was? Right here. That's where it was before. Straight across right there. And you can see it interfered with these two bolt holes. So we've done a little stretching on it. Let's see how she fits now. Well, that's a good sign. It dropped right down in the hole. And then you pull it all the way to the back. I believe we are good. there we go. I don't think you're gonna get any better than that right there. I got it to go down about 1.5 inches in the middle. So now we'll go ahead and get everything cleaned up, get it sanded down. That way I'm going to put it in and we'll paint it later when we paint everything else. But I can go ahead and get that bolted in now. You can see when I run the bolts through here, I got plenty of room to get the washers in and the nuts in without any issue whatsoever. All right, let's get this mounted.